are we all doing? I thought I'd give a bit of an update relating to my downloads. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium, which is really sometimes not fun, but never mind, we'll talk about it. I'll wait for some people to connect. I'm up here in the office recording. We're going to do some breathing exercises. I'm telling you. So I might leave all that there. Wait, the title, do you like the title, Giggle? Yeah, I think I do. I don't like the title, but it feels relevant, okay? It feels relevant in the energy that's coming. We're probably not going to say yay after this. Probably going to say, YILDIZ, did you have to tell me that? Hi, Eddie, how you doing? Yes, it has been a while. I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a surprise. Are we breathing? Any of you that follow me on Instagram? Anyone in the house? You know, did you get my tweet? It's not really a tweet, but it was like, we have a lot of planets going retrograde, okay? Now, the psychic download I was having, we'll wait for everyone to climb into the house. Mayday, no joke, Eddie, seriously. Okay, so YILDIZ decided that because we are doing the moon energy, which I usually have been doing for you guys. Hi, Jan. I've incorporated them into one video. And then you've got the arduous task of streaming forward and streaming back. So this bright little speck of a thing decided to give all of you individually a separate video bi-monthly. And then it occurred to me that I do cover astrology, and a lot of you were going, where are the generals? You know, we used to do generals. So what I am doing is doing bi-monthly astrology, but no, I will not be mentioning the aspects. You will be blissfully happy about that. But the aspects are based at the end of the video that you can stream forward, and the key dates are there. I will be mentioning your emotional sense through the moon energy. There will be a report in there for that, and it will be given to you twice a month. On top of romance reads where I can, the extensions as well will be there. Because it has been over 130 videos this month. So I've got to be realistic. If I want that creative content and manage the members zone, I've got to be realistic. Anyway, so while I was doing that, I started tuning into the collective and the astrology, and I realized how many planets are going retrograde next month. And just tuning into it over the last 48 hours, now I did mention, as we have the moon transiting through Taurus, we're going to feel very lazy. Now, I'm not saying Taurus is lazy. It's a Venus sign. Being in the house of Mercury can make you think a lot about, let me find my charts. It can make you feel a lot like just tuning on out. Okay, so at the moment we've got Mercury and Taurus. So Mercury is our thoughts, our actions, our demeanor. So if you're beautifying yourself and you're putting your makeup on, girls, you're getting your hair and your nails done, and you're decorating your home and maybe wanting to bathe in a nice soaky bath, which is all beautiful and lovely. The conversation pieces, what you can find at the moment is we can be really drawn to eat. And that can be sweet things, eat on the run, or maybe go off food altogether. Separately, it can be where you are feeling like you're needing to have hard conversations, but you are feeling it's beautiful, it's lovely, let's just all get along. And lineage energy is coming up. Now, number one, Taurus in the house of Uranus at the moment, plus Aquarius, they're both Uranian energy. The houses, they're linked to our nervous system. So for the rest of the year, really, to eat a very nutritious diet when it does come down to your nervous system, keeping your fluid up, very much crown chakra. Agitation and nervousness can be depleted. You've got to be careful with the caffeine. Try and balance it out with the water and flushing. Really important, because the fluid retention will come from such. So just go by the navigation of your body. But a lot of fair-based frequency is coming through. Sinus, headache, it's due to the crown chakra, third eye, and the weather patterns. So that has been going on probably for the last 2 weeks. We did have, especially here in Australia, we had a hurricane come through. So when the mercury increases, especially for empaths, you guys will have a higher sensitivity within your crown, your third eye, and your throat chakra with that energy, with that. So you'll be highly sensitive and receptive to that. Must catch up and watch. Okay, so the one download I have been getting is, you need to keep your fluid up. Nervous system energy can be coming up. Moving towards the moon energy in Scorpio, my intuition is telling me it's not going to be very good. But it's the better part of the good than next month. Now, I'm not saying next month isn't going to be transformative and changing, but it depends on where you are individually in your journey. Scorpio is all about births, deaths, endings, and resurrections in the house placement it's in. And, you know, it's the house of healthy codependency. It also can be very much linked in with Pluto. So both our nervous system, if we're accepting of endings, you know, when we hear the term endings and death, it's so matter of fact and permanent. Some of it can very much be at a spiritual level. We've accepted something and we're coming to terms with it. But some of this can be on a grander scale in a 3D notion that's happening to all of us and we're physically viewing it. You may find at the moment a lot of people are starting to get very cross, very frustrated and verbal, really tapping into that frequency of Mars entering Cancer. The other thing I'm noticing is we're getting a lot of themes of the Sagittarius eclipse already, and it hasn't even hit. That's potentially because we have the South Node there, and Juno is retrograde in the house of Sagittarius. So I am doing a Juno special on the website. So if you do want to be part of that, go through to the website. And the link is there for the ticket event that's happening on the 19th. Now, it's not just saying as Juno goes retrograde for the Twin Flame Collective that things happen right away. But we really need to be away from our ego. And I was talking to Shelley about this earlier, and I said, you know, I'll just come live. Because number one in TF path, when Juno goes retrograde, from my experience, be it in your ego, you have a situation you're looking at, you're in communication, things are flowing. You could be in the direct connection. It still does not make us immune for these transformations and changes. So knowing where it's landing in your chart and knowing how to directly react to it and be fluid like water, move with the water, not against it, you're more likely to have success. You know, if you're moving towards a frequency of pushing and what can I say? If there's any element of imbalance in it, it can cause a lot of conflict within connections, especially because it's in the traditional house of marriage. You'll also find that with Juno going retrograde, which is really connected very similar. It's almost like a Venus retrograde when we look at it. And do remember, when we have Venus retrogrades, we see the beauty in all things. And currently we have the moon transiting Taurus. So we might be sugarcoating things and not speaking our truth because we're going into the romanticism of things. As it moves forward into the house of Scorpio, these ugly things can start coming up at an emotional level if we haven't purged it. And you're never immune from, how do I say it? Going into any connection, you do the soul healing first. And why does that move? It's because you're then open to it. Once it then moves because you're open to it, you receive them because you're in receivership mode. So you directly attract it to you. Once you have attracted it back, it's passing the test and being open and healing it at that joint level. So there's extra work to do. And that thing, it can be very testing. You know, you can have really great days and then you can have really crappy days. And you're like, okay, have I healed enough? And it is you've healed. You're just basting the wound so it's not as sensitive anymore. So perfect alignment, there's no such thing. But aligned enough that you can actually dance and move with the waves, it's going to be more successful. That's one thing I can say. But it is this transit at the moment, what we're moving into. Whenever we have had Juno retrograde, I've had a transformation in that area. So I do want to warn you guys about that. And it's it's more to do with, how can I put it? Can we let go of the past? Are we able to address the elephant in the room? Can we talk about it from a perspective of being adults over victim consciousness? And it's very hard not to. You know, we've got to be really cautious about what we're saying at the moment. The way we're speaking, really great time to journal, because as you journal, you will directly see where the blockage is inside. Many times I find when I'm communicating with somebody, how I learnt not to take things as personal was by understanding that what we speak is what we feel about ourselves. So when you're in an argument with a person, pause for a second and check. Instead of owning it, if you're owning it, it means it's relevant to you. It means it's hurt you because it's still there. You haven't freed that. You're allowing that wound to control you. So, for instance, if I would have a dispute with family, because Sagittarius can be family, lineage, and we're purging a lot of that at the moment. So, perspectives, people wanting us to go back to that old way of being, huge themes playing out at the moment. Now, that's okay. That can be their feeling and their need. Because some that have not awoken completely or become comfortable in their energy and really feeling very fixated that that cage is all they belong in, once they purge that and they realize their life is bigger and larger than that cage, they then can communicate in a different fashion. So when these conversation pieces come up with your circle of friends, with your family members, your loved ones, a way you can directly navigate that conversation is when you're hearing it and it's triggering you, stop for a second and actually acknowledge the fact that the conversation they're having when they're wounded and projecting towards you is how they're speaking to themselves inside their mind. So then you're actually realizing you're not really having a conversation. You are talking to the wound and the conditioning. And then it shouldn't trigger you because it's their perspective and it's all they feel they're worth. Okay, does that make sense? So family lineage is coming up. Passing the test, not being aggressive or nasty towards them, having love and compassion. Hi, Dale. But coming to a space, you can actually lovingly look at them and remember back to you being there at one point and just calmly saying, well, I'll give you an example. I'll try and give you an example. Any examples? Anyone in the house? Want to help? I had a circumstance the other day. My mother was asking me to do something. And it was to do with family. And she was like, X, Y, and Z, you know, and people can do this. They can be like, I won't be here forever. And I'm like, I acknowledge that. But you should do this for me. We can never do anything for somebody else. Because it's not really. It's not really. It should be because, you know, again, another person making something personal that really has nothing to do with them, but then utilizing negotiation or manipulation to get you over to their side of the fence. And it's lovingly, you look at that and you understand where they're coming from. But it doesn't mean that they're bad or naughty or anything to that degree, but it's a stage of healing. What's the stage, Shelley? The begging stage, you know, where it's like, I'd do anything, you know, the negotiation state of the 7 stages of healing. So wherever we're at with all this Aries energy at the moment that we move through, the reality is, I did mention with Aries and Chiron, these things, these weeks, moving into the new moon in Aries, we're going to come up in an interesting fashion. Is it a new? Yeah, it's a new moon. Full moon in Scorpio, then the new moon in Taurus. So the new moon in that wound of that area, bargaining. There you go. She's a bargaining level. If I do this, it's for me, you know. You get my chest. And it's like, it's not really. Okay, you're dodging around the bullet here. That's not about you. This is about me and my power, my steering wheel. That destiny is not happening at this point in time because it takes 2 to tango. You get me? Follow me? So what was I rambling on about before? Oh, heck. So with the new moon in Aries, it's a new opportunity. And yes, a few days to a week after, we still can feel a little bit agitated. Angry, agitated, you know, high, low, scared, nervous, mind overactive. We've still got Mars there in the house of Gemini. So your mind's on ramble mode. You're going to feel spiritually like you're a mental jack of all trades. We're able to have more energy moving forward. As Mars moves into Cancer, wherever it's highlighted in your chart, which is what I'm going to do, in the zodiac sign, is talk about how I can help you use that energy. And that's to get the best out of the astrology. Now, I will say, this point where we are, this is the sunny part. Break that down. This is the sunny part. My advice had been, and I'm going to reiterate it, get tunnel vision, please, for your sake. Please, please, please. This is a 5 vibration, yeah. I use this analogy when I talk to my friend Adam. Shout out, Adam. I said, effectively, those vices we use, good old Aries and Chiron, a drink, pacifier, is like, if you want to be successful in other areas of your life right now, it's almost like that has to be your vice, honest to God. So what we used to use, we need to switch that up and have that direct tunnel vision, or it could be very dire in an energy of what we're moving towards. We already see what's going on in the world. So yes, we've got twin flame path. We're soul healers. We're energy. We're light workers. We're susceptible. We're learning how to grow our auric field. Now, when you're wounded, you're in a pain body experience, which is, it's almost like the ego is overdriven because we're tuning in. You're more susceptible to psychic attacks. If I'm to hand you a map and I'm saying to you that where the astrology is right now, we've had an opportunity with all that Pisces energy to look at our psychology. We've had an opportunity to then get triggered inside those wounds and alchemize it. And now I'm asking you to look at this perspective. Tunnel vision to what I mentioned in your moon energies, and looking through and knowing the important points of what is urgently calling you in your life, very separate to twin flame path. It sounds ironic, but it is connected. Because if you're on a ferry and it's sinking, Mayday, Mayday, May. And the funny thing was, when I tried to do that video, I did it 3 times and I kept saying March. We're going retrograde. So, tunnel vision, your goal. Keep your eye on the goal. And the goal is money, survival, shelter, food, water, essentials, right? If you have time in the luxury of the intuition with it, and that's, you've got 3 weeks max. By the full moon in Scorpio, sudden shifts can happen. Okay, congratulations, Del. Sudden shifts can happen. This can be a very lucrative month financially for many of you if you use the astrology correctly. You will have to work like a dog to make that happen, whatever that is. Be it you're moving beyond your comfort zone, be it you're telling yourself you can't achieve it, be it you're testing different things. We're going to have Mercury retrograde. We're going to have Pluto retrograde by the 27th. 27th, I believe it is. Where is it on the chart? Yep, 27th of April through to October the 6th. Mercury, Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter moving into the house of Pisces, which will give you an idea how 2022 will be. It's still the house of psychology. A lot of journalism. Great time to market. Oddly, that we are going to still have Mercury. The energy of Mercury will be beneficial. Plus, on top of that, we're having a new moon in Taurus on the 11th. And we're also having a total lunar eclipse, which is a blood moon. So it's like a moon on Dexys. And I would equate the Scorpio moon as equivalent. And that's more than likely due to the fact we're having Pluto going retrograde. Any questions? So yeah, in the midst of it, I just had a business opportunity fall on my lap the other day. I've been debating on doing it. Well, Mercury's going retrograde, so grab it and run while you can. Because having everything else going retrograde, what zodiac are you? In what sense? From an emotional point of view, you're going to have more energy. Healthy boundaries. We make the energy. The energy occurs for us. How we relate to it in a practicality is the key. So if I can say to you, this is a great time, this can still be a great time of movement. This can be a great time of financial abundance. Quality systems with retrogrades. If things aren't easy now, a retrograde will help you internalize things. Or Cancer, your work at the moment, even from your readings, and I've pulled the cards here, they're on the table, correct, it can be fantastic for Cancerians, especially this month. If you can use that Mars and Cancer, if anything, it will make you really create healthy boundaries and not put up with rubbish. But this can be a very lucrative month for you financially. But I am adding that into the, astrology report, and that will be really spoken. I'm going to talk about your love, career, money, health, anything that's hidden. There's key dates at the end. There's warning dates. There are some great aspects. It's just the inconvenience I found when we have Pluto retrograde. Any crap that could go wrong in quality systems, you're refining. It's refinement. It's and things between next week, and they can even be playing out now, big secrets and reveals happening. Skeletons in the closet, especially in family, dirty secrets and families coming out. Yeah, definitely. Juno's retrograde. So yeah, from a spiritual connection, that's why I'm doing the Juno special on the website. So if you want to come and join the ticket event, I'm going to be doing that there. I'm going to be going per zodiac sign, discussing, explaining some of my personal experiences to get the TFs prepared. But yes, Mercury retrograde also always a possibility. This point is a window portal. It depends on if you've done the work. If you haven't, it can feel quite tough, moving forward. But the more you're in detachment, really, when it comes to, and I just have my air ring, the more you feel settled either or, you're in a good place. You're really in a good place. But yes, huge changes financially. Oh, well, you know why that is. Yes, time is running out because, look, psychically speaking, those that are very empathic and intuitive, if you're guided to get things done, it's because other energies are coming in that are going to otherwise occupy you. So needing to actually, and I'll talk about the cutting hair because it's interesting that that's come up, because there's other things that are going to come at left field. It is, but it's also avoidance. Yeah. Cutting means avoiding, theoretically, if you Google it, if you look it up. Especially spiritual gurus talk about that. If it's separate, you can't, the past is a part of you. And it's about actually spiritually coming to terms with it and allowing the shadow energy to be part of you, that it doesn't define you, but it was part of you. It happened. Running out of time in us not addressing the things that we need to Twin isn't the only thing in our life. And this is going to hurt people to the core. Part of your journey is your life as well, and it's joined. So it's a bit like saying the only thing that exists in the world is love. Meanwhile, we're starving. It's like if there are circumstances that are really bad that need addressing in your life and you haven't directly addressed them, they're more the pocket of people I'm talking about at a very karmic level. I mean, I'm in the connection and I psychically am feeling it's level up time. This is a vibration 5, yeah. So it's hard as heck. No sooner do you get comfortable, the wool's going to get pulled out and there's going to be shifts and changes. So it's not just, in alignment means, and I've always found this, I've leveled up, I've got my career sorted, I've got my home in order, things got balanced out, bang, the return of the Mac. Because it's required, it's part of our soul path to learn different things and to alchemize that inside ourselves. And until we pass those tests, it doesn't come back because it's codependent in nature. You can't be codependent in the connection. No joke, I agree. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so it's that. It's like ticking those boxes. We got 2 weeks max, 2-3 weeks max. I would definitely clear homes prior to the Scorpion moon. Take a bit of time, right? When it comes to confrontations with family, be super careful. Super, super careful. Allow it to pass. It doesn't define you. You can be yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. Just be yourself. That's all you need to do. Because Mars moving into Cancer, it's aggression. It's just, it's not going to change anything. It's negotiating still. Pre-hurricane. Yeah, we already had that. Indonesia did as well. So my love and thoughts to them. And we will find that with the sun in minimum and the way the astrology is, Mars, because we had the moon in Aries, we had a lot of Aries placement, it can amplify energies of severe storms. Yes. Mercury and Gemini, and what do we have? Venus, which can be land, agriculture, Mercury being air, North Node in the air sign, it's wind, air. There weren't really too many aspects with Neptune, so more so, yes, it can be earthquakes and eruptions through the Aries energy, but it was more sky energy, lightning, thunder, electrical storms, severe wind. But yeah, you'll notice that in the weather pattern at the moment. And definitely there can be a lot of shifts happening when it does come to accommodation, home themes. Just look at the media. Honestly, you'll see it in the media. Tingling in the crown chakra lately for me. Third eye clearing, Antonella. Clear the third eye. Yes. Well, look, because we do have Uranus and Taurus, we're moving towards the sun at the moment, and the sun. Okay, next month we're having the sun in Taurus. It's land and agriculture. So any aspect to Taurus can be land, agriculture, finances. Mars moving into Cancer, we can be working really hard. We just got to be careful. It can be really beneficial if we're pouring energy into things. But we also need to be mindful of the fact that around that time, Saturn in Aquarius is retrograding to show us where these responsibilities may be to the detriment. Yeah, just balance the lower chakras. At the moment, because we have the moon today is in the house of Taurus still. Tomorrow, I'll have to have a look. Let's have a look where it's going to be tomorrow. Bear with me. Because we are moving towards the Scorpio energy. Where's the moon? There it is. Moon calendar. I usually keep up to date with that. I haven't checked the Schumann resonance. Anyone want to check that while we're in the house? Okay, so the 14th we have it. So yeah, It's to do with stability. Thanks, Giggle. So let's have a look further down the chart. Okay, for the 15th, 16th, 17th, we're going to have the moon transiting Gemini. So your emotions will be coming up relating to those Gemini placements, but it can be emotions relating to wanting to be social, wanting to have more fun, relating to individuals. You may not on those days really want to push the point in relationships and connections because people can be more inclined to be independent. Okay? So the independent energy can be funky. My digestion system has been crazy, not hungry, starving. Yeah, it's Taurus energy plus its nervous system. Dehydration will cause it. That's what I've found because our crown chakra is pinging at the moment and the Taurus energy is making us hungry. I'm guaranteeing you something funky is happening with the Schumann resonance, but I would say we're purging things because we're having the shadow energy flow through. What it's doing is Taurus is in the house of Uranus, 52, there you go. So our nervous system is very high in the crown chakra. The dehydration is coming down, and so it's mimicking hunger, which we are hungry, but it can cause bloating, IBS, constipation, I'm just going to say, and therefore it's causing an inconsistency. Yeah. So we're having downloads, we're having upgrades psychically. So with the Schumann resonance spiking, you'll potentially find it's the aftermath of what's already occurred. And our body is directly feeling the energy. Yeah, keep the fluid up. I've been drinking mint tea to help. I found that that's been helping. Giggle is having frankincense water that you can actually purchase. And again, it's each to their own. Check with your doctor. I get hungry, but then I'm sort of going off things. So what I'm trying to do, it's almost like my mind told me, it was like, no, no more. So it's been detox time for me. I've been having soups, high fiber foods, a lot of fluid. Yeah. And if anything, it's like just like it's not working for me. It's like a rejection of it. My system's rejecting it. It's like, no, no more. So a lot of fluid. And with that fluid, it's really, getting to that kind of balanced state. But you will find at the moment with the nervous system, the crown chakra, Saturn even going retrograde is going to cause that. So, get into light body frequency. I do have a friend who's a remote healer. I'll have a chat to you after. But don't look to the point that all the solutions are outside of us. We do have them at our device. The thing is, if you're already purging, it's really not the right time to do Reiki. Anyone else in the house? Okay, I used to actually clear my chakra and do all the chakras at once. Really bad idea. You are shifting that wound too very quickly. So you need to get grounded in order to be stable, to be able to have work done on you. I wouldn't advise it when you're in the thick of it. Remote healing, yes, to upgrade you, crystals. The thing is, when you get nervous, you're doing something you don't want to do. And that's the problem, not you. So the more you can honor that and go, that's the problem, not me. It's the road to least resistance is honoring soul. And the more you ignore your soul, the more your body is going to play up. So you can't lie to yourself. Your body and your mind are connected. And if we're lying to ourselves, we're out of alignment, something's not working, and we're not accepting it because we're trying to be something we're not. Honor it. Breathe in, blow the old energy out. But yes, I can actually, you can do remote healing. Anxiousness at the moment, because you had Libra, on the 12th house, at the moment, your wounds are relating to the 8th house instability. Okay, that's for AAAA. Okay, so we're having the next 3 days from the 14th, so tomorrow and the next 3 days, moon transiting Gemini, busy mind. If you want to take the crap out of here, write down what you need to do. Go the point system. Okay, what do I need to achieve today? If you're psychically tuning into Twin Flame or anyone else, be mindful that the other energy might be in a malefic place. And if you're tuning into it and you're picking up on it, move back into self, breathe in, breathe out, and go have a shower. You still can think of them, but you just got to be careful of your aura. Yeah, and we can do remote healing, but only if we're in a good place. I mean, I would say you can do guided meditation. For those of you that are in that balanced space, Citron is really beneficial, especially from purging toxicity. Research your crystals. You can write down, what you're looking for and what imbalances you feel you have. And when it comes to inner child, best thing is dancing and walking. Put your headphones on, go for a walk, forget the problems. Pound the pavements. That movement through the solar plexus and the sacral chakra can remove that. And because you're being productive, you're shifting the energy onto it. It's going to move that. And it's going to help balance that. That was always what I would do. When I was having out of alignment energy, I would shift it into alchemizing and, upgrading the energy myself. It was the best thing. It was better than a cold shower. Yeah. Yeah. You got to be careful because you will be more susceptible to psychic attacks. So, from my experience over the years, all my psychic attacks was because I was learning how to create that bubble and that auric field of yes and no's. And look, even when you are a person that has great control over mediumship, you're still susceptible and it can happen. Yeah. You're going through a shedding of skin, though. It's natural. It's natural to feel yuck. Everyone goes through these things. So don't feel that you're alone, and don't feel that we all at some point haven't been where you've been. And some of us may return there at some point. It's normal, but don't let it get too far. Come back and know it's going to change. And I always say, look at what the memories are that were the most exciting things, and always refer to them when you're in that space. And that helps you resurrect yourself back up with that. It's like breathing, trusting, detaching, and having purpose, having something other than work. Got to have life. So when we say not everything's love, we have love all around us all the time, but we've got to honour that. We can't just feed one basket. We have TF, we have our hopes and dreams and aspirations, we have holidays, picnics, conversation pieces to look forward to, a goal. You might want a car. I keep saying, I kept saying, oh Lord. And then everyone starts singing to me, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz? And I really don't know, shade, but it's not really my car. I'm a Lamborghini, baby. Yeah, Lamborghini. Give me a Lamborghini any day. That's my style. I have a bunky car any day. I love the old cars, and they can be rusted to coop. But if it was a Voom Voom, I'm going to be a Lamborghini or a Hummer. Yep. Okay, so after that, by the 18th, we are having the moon transit the house of Cancer. This is gearing up ready. Family-related dynamics, emotions, mother-related dynamics, very femme energy. Pay attention to your emotional compass. You can be even more intuitive, but you definitely could be having feelings relating to feminine energies. And it can be mimicking a lot of the frequency. So a lot of inner child may come up. I got a Kia Sportage. I'm with ya. It's got the black leather seats. Loving it. It's a pimped ride. It's awesome. So we're gonna have the moon transit in Cancer from the 18th and the 19th. And then we are having, and I do feel some of the subjects to do with family can come up around this time, so we've got to be careful of our emotions. We could be heightened in emotion. Red leather. That's clothing, girl. That's so clothing. I do have black leather too, quite frankly. Anywho. So then we're going to have a lot of heart chakra. We're having from the 20th to the 22nd. Oh, that's the car. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I'd rather wear the red leather than sit on the red leather. Red leather fades. You're going to baste it, you know? Oh, too much work. I'm a Libra. You know what we're like. Oh, that needs cleaning. We were actually saying if we could pick zodiac signs, and it's very, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is a joke, and I mean this with the most love, but as a joke. There are zodiac signs, right? And we all have a natural element of what we're good at. And Giggle and I were saying, if we were to have a tenant to have, a designer, for instance, we would get an Aries, okay? Because they have impeccable taste and they make that happen. We would also have them as a flatmate or as a tenant, okay? Because it will be on point. We also would have a Libra. Very fair and understanding, very clean. We would also have a Virgo, because I'm telling you, my sister's a Virgo and she would vacuum the pavers. I would definitely have a Virgo for a tenant or a flatmate. I mean, we got on so well. I'm just saying. And they were just three we thought of at the time. It's not saying there's not hundreds of other. I mean, if you want a critical conversation and you want someone to tell you the gospel truth, you go ask a Gemini. They, with the most love, they probably won't even know they've upset you because it's so freaking out there and honest. They're very intense. You're just going to be like, it's so obvious, girl. I'm telling you, my sister, she's clean, man. And anyone who has, I can't believe I'm saying this, any Venus Virgos in the house, fess up. I should do some videos based on signs with the antics because it could be quite funny just for entertainment purposes. Any Venus and Virgos? Uncle. No, we can't go there. That's too personal. Go research. You'll laugh after. Go research what Venus and Virgo is. Venus and Virgo, you will master the art of intimacy. It will be an art. That will be your mission, to get it on point. I'm very impressed. Hi. Jan, good grief, girl. No. We have some very interesting kinky people in the building. I'm telling you, because you would rather make the other person happy. That first, that is your greatest pleasure. If they're happy, your whole world is shining. It's like twinkle, twinkle, little star. I got you. Go read up on it. It's so true. Right. And cleanliness. Better be clean. Are you clean? Mars and Scorpio. I have Venus and Scorpio. Imagine me. No, don't imagine me, please. Yeah, that was not fun. service worker. We need very deep connections. Venus and Virgo. If you have an unresponsive partner, it can really affect you psychologically. You have a very strong mind. Yeah. Venus and Sag. I won't go there. Well, they better be all clean down there. That's all I can say. Venus and Taurus. Yeah. Taurus energies are very clean. They better, yeah, it's like there's a particular way it needs to look, right? Venus and Gemini. I don't know, how did we get on this subject? Because all I think of, I don't know why it come to my mind. Venus and Gemini. I just heard Dora the Explorer. And I'm looking down, it's like, I just know. Oh, no shit. Okay, all I'm saying, we'll have to do some on this. I'll do some. We need to have a laugh, I think, for our psychology. Legit. Go have a look and tell me. Hit me with it. It's getting late for me. It's like 10 o'clock, right? Anywho. Oh, we need therapy, man. I think we've gone past the lobotomy stage. This is TF, Jenny. We've gone past lobotomy stage. We're there. Well, this is why I'm changing the format of the video so I can come to you live and have direct dates. At the moment, it's Fridays, and where I can, I'll jump on. Changing the format so you still get 2 extension rates. You're also going to get talkable astrology. It's not going to be the moon and this and the sun and that. That's at the end of the video. You can go look at those, but it's twice a month, and then I can get the information videos done. Venus and what house, Mars and what house, styles of partners, how to woo a Virgo. Hi, True Heart. Venus and Pisces. I'll have to check the website, Yen. I've been recording all day. I had an appointment for my mother yesterday. So if I've missed it, I'll check the website. Venus and Pisces. You need a very deep connection. Yes. And you need entertainment. Yeah. Okay, any questions? Otherwise, I will hit the road, Jack. And I'll do an update a little bit. I'm getting all the reads done. How many have I got left? I should get them done tomorrow, hopefully. They'll be ready, hopefully, for the weekend. I'm live Friday, Monday, update. So, True Heart, Miss Reiki Master, this is my experience. I've worked as a psychic medium, and I actually do energy work, as well as I have had friends that are Reiki Masters that we have done that joint work. But psychically, from my experience, for instance, if I'm reading, I will not have a person having a Reiki session during me channeling their energy. It's a little bit like having a double X-ray. It's just not working. So you've got to be in a good space. No drama, yeah? Yeah, so, and like if the person's really aurically down, I mean, crystals, balancing fluids, talking to somebody, talk to somebody, don't feel alone, take your shoes off, get grounded, keep yourself away from things, stop the busy mind. If your mind's too busy, do something very practical to get you anchored down. But if your mind's going like this, deep breathe in, right, and hold it. Hold it for a few minutes inside your lungs, and then slowly let it out. And what you're going to do is you're going to increase your endorphins in your brain. And it's going to give you a little bit of oxygen. You're going to oxygenate the blood, right? But you're going to calm everything down. And that's going to get you grounded. Take your shoes off. Start becoming aware of the environment. Listen to the cracking of the grass, the sound of the cicadas, the smell of the air, and it's going to click your senses back in to bring you back to this moment. When you do that, and you can practice that enough, when you're getting agitated, come back, because you'll know, because your aura will be to the point you'll feel like some MF standing behind you and getting up in your grill, and you'll be like, you'll know that's when your aura's down. So you can do guided meditation to increase your auric field, but first you have to get grounded. And then when you are grounded enough, you need to acknowledge to self that there is something that you are doing that is agitating you because it isn't what you want to do, and you need to accept it. And that's for anyone. Whenever I would have crap like that happening, I was physically pushing myself to do something I didn't want to do anymore, I didn't like. And so it's about acceptance. This is where I am. Maybe I'm being mean to myself, and maybe it is something you want to do, but you're just nervous and just attach control. It's outside of our control. 101 horrible things happen to good and bad people. 101 things happen to good and bad people. We're going to get the good and the bad. And there's going to be another day tomorrow. And in the mix of it, you know, if you won lotto, it just wouldn't matter, right? Maybe it would. Just be practical. Cleaning, yeah. Yeah, but then when you're really shitty, you know, you're like, I always do this. That could be part of the problem too. I always take the trash out. Oh, Susan, really? I love home. I made it into my bubble. But your energy is really social. You get a pop in personality. I can feel it. Your friends love you. I love home because I'm okay being out or being home. It doesn't bother me left, right, or center. Really doesn't bother me. Yeah, it's because Mars is transiting into the house of Cancer, and Taurus relates to home and luxuries. I tell you, I've been looking at beauty. I've been looking at home decorations and DIY videos. I'm like, this Taurus energy be playing up in me. Then open that bubble, girl. Make it happen. There is possibilities with that moving into the following month. I know, right? And yes, I did look at cutting my hair, and I was like, step away from this. I know you want a hot body, but you don't need a Britney. Not right now. There, you need to be in a grounded place and it not to be, hey, let's just go to extremes. But my hair is too bloody long, honestly. I have had it short. It does suit me, and it's not necessarily easier to style. But sometimes you just feel like a change. So it depends. You just got, it's commitment. You got to commit, because it's going to take an awful long time. Not with my hair though. My hair's growing crazy. I mean, I cut 10 centimeters off regularly, and it's getting below the bottom again. It's like, come on, man, I'm going to have a back injury. My name would kill me. I'm sitting on her old coffee table. Yeah. Okay, beautifuls, take care. I know this was a bit of a ramble, but yes, there does feel as though moving towards that Scorpion moon, we've got a window of about 2 weeks, maybe 3. Anything you need to get done, get done. Thanks, Jan. Most welcome. So the energy is almost, we're running out of time. That is what I'm feeling. Yes, when it does come to me, communication and movement, but you want to know your life's in balance. If it's not, you've got all that going on and you're needing to pour attention to a connection and you have all this rubbish over here going on. Would it work? Be rational. If it's not, clear that out so it doesn't get messy. Do you know what I mean? Deal with anything you need to be dealing with. You know, we can't just keep putting the flag out. I mean, in the meantime, the submarine's going down and we're going, are we there yet? And we've got this much before our nostrils going to be on. Don't let life get to that, ever. Been my thoughts for a month now, yeah. So, yeah, I can feel it coming very close. Really, Michelle? I'd get in trouble doing those videos. Well, I would say Venus and Virgo. You master the art, that's all I can say. Hi, Dale. So, hopefully this update has helped. I'm glad you enjoyed the amusing Venus talk we had by house. I'll have to do one. I'll do a Venus by house. I'll try to do the videos separately and we can have a little bit of a laugh. But yes, Venus and Virgo, you master the art of succeeding at passion. Okay, it's an art. You watched as you were sleeping, true heart, you're going to have nightmares, love. Your twin's going to tell me off. And 4s, yeah. Lots of 9s and 4s. 9 is the Hermit card. There's no turning back. There's no turning back. Yes, Virgo Venus. You mastered it. You just didn't get the acknowledgement, and that cuts. You did, but you're not believing it. Yeah, they're coming back. You mastered it. Like a martial arts expert. Hello. Anywho. Yeah, it can be to do with home. It can be to do with having safety. I've lived in a house that was a 9, and it is to do with safety, sanctuary, needing to recoup, needing to upgrade, going into hermit mode to recover, being able to sit with your shadow inside of hermit mode. Very, very important. If you can do such, you know, you're actually able to deal with anything after. It's really important to get to a space that you can actually achieve that. Because as I say, you know, we're not Bonnie and Clyde. You're getting a connection and both parties to the end, right? If only, right? Hold hands and go off into the midst or be the Titanic and both parties go down. No. You could be with the love of your life and have the best time of your life and be with them 20, 30 years. Or it could be a year. One party could pass away. So you have to be able to be present in your life and live a great life. You have to. Yeah. Lots shifts. It's a huge learning curve with this road. It really is. Good things are coming though. Anyhow, I'll talk to you soon. I may come tomorrow morning because Twin's getting up bloody early, so you might see me tomorrow. If you're wanting a booking, get in quick because it's all filling up, I'm telling you. And definitely next month, my calendar's going to be full. I'm pre-warning you. Mercury Retrograde, all those other planets. You want that support, book your reading. Book it in ahead of time. I love you lots. Take care.